submission. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Ester Vallero. Esther, we had you down for an individual submission, but I can see you're representing a group, so we're just putting 5 minutes on the clock, if that's all right. Okay.
Thank you. Do I move this? Do I need to do something here? Oh, no, it's happening. Kia ora koutou. I'm Ester Vallero, and all of us, we are here to talk about Tennyson Street. How we can share the road safely. It's a street that goes across 2 of your wards. I don't remember the current name of the wards. Beckenham and I'll let Tim Scandrett say.
Yes.
Your wards, yeah. For some of you that have listened to this already many times, apologies, but we'll be back until you can fix it. We all either live in Beckenham or Sydenham. Our kids go to school in one of the various preschools or kindies or primary schools in the area. Matt is chair of Beckenham Te Kuro Puroto board, and yeah, that's us. So we talked about it many times. The first record we can find in 2014. We're still here. Initially, individuals talked to staff about it, and then it didn't really change much. So we started asking collectively to the neighborhood. The last responses came yesterday, and the first ones in 2016. So that's us. People who responded crossed the road a lot. That's the people. The majority of people that responded crossed the road with 1 or more children, so that's almost 80% of the people who responded crossed the road with children. We know that children cross the road by themselves, and this is the reason why we're here. People mostly cross on foot or with kids on bikes or pushing a pram. This is the reason why we're here. The majority of people that responded to this survey, and the reason why we've been talking about this for a long time, is that most of us have seen an accident, have been involved in an accident or a near miss, or have had a negative experience. This information is available to staff. We will not go into details, but as you can see, there's 81 people who have described their experience. So you have a lot of material to learn about how that crossing that street work. And the last 2 are how safe do you feel? The majority responded that they felt a bit unsafe or very unsafe or a bit safe. And very few people said that they feel safe. So these are children going to school. The majority is children going to school, parents going to school with their children. We don't want people to arrive at school or at kindy or to work stressed out because they've risked an accident on the way. All our schools encourage active transport. We've got wheels only Wednesdays, so that's really a collective effort not to drive on Wednesdays, but really in general we all encourage the kids to walk to school. People move to the areas because there's a variety of schools, so that they're able to walk. And the yellow and the green are people who, no, the green is people who wanted a change, and the yellow is the people who've suggested a change. So only the blue in the second picture are the people that are happy with Tennyson Street as they are. And these are examples, and one of them is Liz's daughter, who sent her own submission to you, which we presented to the community board in 2017 or 18. Many of you have been in various meetings. I can't count anymore how many times we talked about it. We had a look at the long-term plan, and we couldn't find anything about it. We may have missed it, but just in case.
I go to school every day with my sister, and it's always really scary because cars go really fast, and there's not a safe crossing. We just get an island in the middle of the road, and we get stuck there for ages as big cars go past. And I feel like a safer crossing would be a really good way of fixing the problem.
The speed seems to be the issue. There are islands, but cars go really fast. The islands are small. Imagine a person with a couple of kids or a small kid by themselves waiting. The cars do not give priority to courtesy islands. I don't think they're supposed to, but they also don't do it, even if it would be nice if they did. The council has installed some 40 kilometers per hour when children are present signs that have been there for almost a couple of years now. They have made no difference. In the last week, we were talking about this again as a community, and people reported an accident a couple of weeks ago, maybe. Yeah.
The position of them, just the positioning of them is terrible.
Yeah.
With the roads, you know, Southampton Street, Norwood Street, and cars come out, and there's just no time for them to slow down enough for the children, and the children will just go sometimes, and then they've also got to monitor the cars, but also bikes. It's too much for kids to digest. And cars, they don't know whether to stop. When they do, people get annoyed.
Many people
It's
who
just
answered are
Very
drivers.
confusing.
Yeah.
If you have something that's really simple and
Yeah.
all the rules are followed, and everyone gets taught the rules and know the rules, it's going to be a lot more simple.
I'm to the end of the time, but if I could just get Tim, because I think you wanted to focus.
So I totally, in company, I totally agree. There's no question for me about it, and I've been, championing this for some time to total failure. But we do have staff coming with a new design of a island, and so I'm not quite sure when that's happening, but it certainly needs more than one. And I do agree with the signs. I do think in between prior to Norwood and Southampton, we do need the flashing 40k signs. So we should work on that a bit more too, without question.
There has been a commitment from the council to do this
Yeah.
quite a few times over the years, but
Yeah,
it's 2021, it hasn't happened yet. So
Yep.
it's possible to
But
accelerate it.
what we've ended up with, we're in a large sort of kind of long-term plan process,
Yeah.
and we've got a number of other people
Yeah, of
hearing
course.
submissions.
Thank you.
And but I think bringing the kids along and getting them to speak directly to the councillors has been really helpful. So I'd like to not just thank you, Esther, but to thank the young people for coming as well. Makes a difference. So well done.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
So Anna and Neil Youngman.